My dear friends, I need you to sit down for this conversation. What I'm about to share could save your life or the life of someone you love dearly. Last Tuesday morning, I got a phone call that every daughter dreads. My 78-year-old neighbor, Margaret, was on her kitchen floor. She'd been there for 3 hours, unable to get up, scared and alone. The fall happened in an instant. One moment she was reaching for her coffee mug, the next she was down. And here's what breaks my heart the most. This didn't have to happen. Doctors are now warning us that 99% of women over 60 experience dangerous balance issues. But here's the hope in all of this. Nearly every single fall is preventable. There are 6 critical mistakes that we're making every single day. Mistakes that are stealing our stability and putting us at risk. I'm going to share these 6 mistakes with you today, along with the simple solutions that can keep you steady, confident, and independent. But I need you to promise me you'll stay until the end. Because mistake number 6, it's the one that caught me completely off guard, and it might be the most dangerous one of all. Before we dive in, if this information could help someone you care about, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps me reach more families who need to hear this message. And in the comments, I want you to tell me honestly, have you or someone you love ever had a close call with falling? You're not alone in this. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening in our communities. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in an emergency room for a fall-related injury. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. But these aren't just statistics. These are our mothers, our sisters, our friends, ourselves. I remember visiting my Aunt Rose after her fall. She used to be this vibrant woman who tended her garden every morning, who walked to the corner store to chat with neighbors. After her hip fracture, everything changed. She became afraid to move, afraid to live. Her world got smaller and smaller until she barely left her bedroom. But here's what the doctors didn't tell us then, and what they're finally admitting now. Most of these falls aren't accidents. They're the result of preventable mistakes we make every single day. The human body is remarkable. Even at 70, 80, or 90, it wants to keep us upright and moving. But we've developed habits, innocent little habits, that work against our body's natural ability to maintain balance. I've spent the last 6 months talking to physical therapists, doctors, and hundreds of women who've been through this experience. What I discovered changed everything I thought I knew about aging gracefully and safely. These 6 mistakes aren't about being careless or clumsy. They're about not understanding how our bodies have changed and what we need to do differently now to protect ourselves. Margaret, my neighbor I mentioned earlier, she's back on her feet now, stronger than before, because she learned to avoid these mistakes. And if she can do it at 78, after a serious fall, then anyone can. The first mistake is happening right now, as you're watching this video. Look down at your feet. What are you wearing? If you're like most women, you might be in slippers, or those comfortable flats you've worn for years, or maybe even barefoot. And I understand, after decades of squeezing our feet into uncomfortable shoes, we want comfort. But here's the hard truth. The wrong shoes are setting us up for disaster. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 68-year-old retired teacher I met at a support group. Sarah prided herself on still wearing heels occasionally, and around the house, she lived in these soft, thin slippers her daughter had given her for Christmas. They're so cozy, she told me. One morning, she was hurrying to answer the phone in those slippers. The smooth sole caught on her kitchen mat, and down she went. Broken wrist, bruised ribs, and 6 weeks of recovery, all because of shoes that seemed harmless. Here's what happens to our feet as we age, and why this matters so much. The fat pads that cushion our steps wear thin, our arches flatten, the muscles in our feet weaken. Suddenly, shoes that felt fine at 50 become traps at 70. The worst culprits? Those innocent-looking ballet flats with no support. High heels that throw off our center of gravity. Flip-flops that make our toes work overtime to keep them on. And yes, those cozy slippers with smooth soles that turn every threshold into a skating rink. But here's the good news. The right shoes can be like having a personal bodyguard for your feet. You want shoes with 3 key features. First, a firm sole with good grip. None of those smooth bottoms that slip and slide. Look for rubber soles with texture or treads. Second, proper arch support. Your feet need to feel cradled and supported, not flat against a thin sole. Third, secure fit around your heel and ankle. Your foot shouldn't slide around inside the shoe or slip out of the back. I found my perfect pair at a comfort shoe store. They have memory foam, excellent grip, and they actually look stylish. The salesperson there told me something that stuck with me. Your shoes are your foundation. If your foundation is weak, everything above it is at risk. For around the house, invest in slippers with non-slip soles and some structure. Yes, they might cost more than those cute fuzzy ones, but think of it as insurance for your independence. The second mistake breaks my heart because it's based on a lie we've been told our whole lives. We've been told that getting weaker is just part of getting older, that needing help getting up from a chair or feeling unsteady on our feet is normal. It's not normal. It's reversible. I want to introduce you to Dorothy. When I met her, she was 74 and hadn't been able to get up from her favorite low chair without pushing off with both hands for over a year. She thought her body was just wearing out. I used to be so strong, she told me, tears in her eyes. I raised 4 children, worked 2 jobs, kept a house running. Now I can barely stand up without help. What Dorothy didn't know, what none of us knew, is that after age 50, we lose muscle mass every single year if we don't actively fight against it. It's called sarcopenia, and it's like a thief in the night, stealing our strength so gradually we don't notice until we really need it. Here's the scary part. When you trip or stumble, your body has about half a second to catch itself. Your leg muscles need to fire quickly and strongly to keep you upright. Your core muscles need to engage to stabilize your spine. Your arm muscles need to be ready to break a fall if necessary. If those muscles are weak, you go down. It's that simple and that terrifying. Before I share how Dorothy turned this around, and how you can too, please hit that subscribe button if you're finding this helpful. I want to make sure you don't miss any of these life-changing tips. Dorothy started with the simplest exercises you can imagine. While watching her morning news, she'd lift small water bottles like weights. She'd do wall push-ups during commercial breaks. She practiced standing up from her chair without using her hands. At first, just holding her hands out for balance, then gradually letting them go. The transformation was remarkable. Within 6 weeks, she was standing up confidently. Within 3 months, she was taking walks around her neighborhood again. I feel like myself again, she told me. Strong, capable. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. You need consistency and patience with yourself. Start with just 10 minutes, 3 times a week. Lift soup cans while you watch TV. Do squats holding onto your kitchen counter. Practice standing up from chairs using only your legs. Your muscles have memory. They want to be strong again. Give them the chance. The third mistake is one that sneaks up on us so quietly, we don't even realize it's happening. It's about our eyes and how changes in our vision are sabotaging our balance in ways we never imagined. I learned this lesson the hard way one evening when I got up to use the bathroom. I didn't want to wake my husband, so I tried to navigate in the dark. I thought I knew my home perfectly. Every corner, every piece of furniture. But in that dim light, I misjudged the edge of our bathroom rug and went down hard on my knee. As I sat there on the cold tile, icing my swollen knee at 2 a.m., I realized something frightening. My eyes weren't the reliable guides they used to be. Here's what eye doctors are finally explaining to us. Vision changes affect much more than our ability to read. As we age, our depth perception shifts. We lose peripheral vision. Our eyes take longer to adjust between light and dark. We have trouble judging contrasts and distances. Think about Mary, a 71-year-old who came to our balance support group. She kept missing the last step going downstairs. Not because she was clumsy, but because her eyes couldn't properly judge where that step was. She'd been living with this for months, growing more and more fearful of her own staircase. I thought I was losing my mind, she told us. I've walked down those stairs 1,000 times. Why couldn't I see that last step? The answer was simple. Her prescription had changed, but she hadn't updated her glasses in 4 years. Her brain was working with outdated information about where objects were in space. Here's what changed everything for Mary, and what could change everything for you. First, she got her eyes examined and updated her prescription. The difference was immediate. Suddenly, she could see that troublesome bottom step clearly. Second, she added better lighting throughout her home, especially on stairs and hallways and in the bathroom. Good lighting isn't just about seeing, it's about balance and safety. Third, she got glasses with anti-glare coating for better night vision and contrast lenses that help distinguish between similar colors and shadows. Your eyes are your brain's GPS system for where your body is in space. If they're giving your brain wrong information, your balance system gets confused. You feel dizzy, unsteady, uncertain. Don't wait for a fall to take your vision seriously. Book that eye exam you've been putting off. Clean your glasses regularly. You'd be amazed how much difference clean lenses make. Add nightlights in key areas. Install brighter bulbs in dark corners. Your eyes and your balance are partners in keeping you safe. Make sure they're both working at their best. The fourth mistake is happening in medicine cabinets across the country, and it's one that doctors don't always warn us about adequately. It's about how our medications, the very pills that are supposed to help us, can become silent threats to our balance and safety. Let me share Linda's story. Linda, 69, had been managing her blood pressure beautifully for years with the same medication. Then her doctor switched her to a new prescription. Stronger, more effective, he said. Within weeks, Linda started feeling dizzy when she stood up, lightheaded when she walked. I thought I was just tired, she told me. Maybe not drinking enough water. I never connected it to the new pills. Then one morning, she stood up from her breakfast table and the room tilted. She grabbed for the counter but missed, and down she went. Thankfully, she only bruised her hip, but it scared her terribly. That's when Linda learned something crucial. As we age, our bodies process medications differently. A dose that was perfect at 60 might be too strong at 70. Our kidneys don't filter as efficiently. Our liver doesn't metabolize drugs the same way. What helped us before can hurt us now. Here's what makes this especially dangerous. Many of us are on multiple medications. Your blood pressure medication might make you slightly dizzy. Your sleep aid might make you a bit unsteady. Your arthritis medication might affect your coordination. Individually, these effects might be manageable. Together, they can be disastrous. Dr. Patricia Williams, a geriatrician I spoke with, told me something that shocked me. We call it polypharmacy when older adults are on multiple medications that interact in unexpected ways. It's one of the leading causes of falls in people over 65, but many patients and even some doctors don't make the connection. The most dangerous culprits for balance problems include blood pressure medications that can cause dizziness, sleep aids that affect coordination the next day, anxiety medications that slow reaction times, even some over-the-counter allergy medications that cause drowsiness. But here's how you take control of this situation. First, be your own detective. Keep a simple diary for a week. Note when you take your medications and when you feel dizzy, unsteady, or off balance. Look for patterns. Second, bring all your medications to your doctor appointments. Everything, prescriptions, over-the-counter pills, vitamins, supplements. Many dangerous interactions happen between prescription and non-prescription drugs. Third, ask questions. Could this medication affect my balance? Are there alternatives with fewer side effects? How do these medications interact with each other? Linda's doctor was able to adjust her blood pressure medication to a lower dose in different timing. The dizziness disappeared within days. I felt like myself again, she said, steady and confident. You are your own best advocate. Don't let anyone dismiss your concerns about how medications make you feel. Your balance and safety are too important. The fifth mistake is one I understand deeply because I lived it for years. It's about pride, independence, and the stories we tell ourselves about what it means to need help. I call it furniture walking, that careful dance we do around our homes, reaching from chair to table to counter, using our furniture as a safety net. I told myself I was being smart, practical. I had everything I needed right at my fingertips, but I was lying to myself, and that lie almost cost me dearly. I remember the day reality hit. I was carrying a basket of laundry from the bedroom to the living room, hands full, no free hand to steady myself on furniture. Halfway there, I hit an uneven spot in the carpet and started to fall. There was no chair to grab, no wall to lean against. I barely caught myself against the side table, and even then, I knew how close I'd come to a serious injury. If this story sounds familiar, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Stories like these could save someone's life, and I want to make sure this message reaches everyone who needs it. That night, I had to face some hard truths. My furniture walking wasn't independence. It was dependence on objects that weren't designed to hold my weight or catch me if I fell. It was also limiting my world. I only went places where I could reach from one stable object to another. The next week, I took a step I'd been avoiding for months. I went to a medical supply store and looked at canes. I expected to feel embarrassed, defeated. Instead, I found beautiful options. Lightweight canes with comfortable grips, some with floral patterns, others with elegant designs. I chose one that felt like me, sturdy but stylish, functional but feminine. And you know what happened? The world didn't end. People didn't treat me differently. In fact, I felt more confident, more secure, more like myself than I had in months. Let me tell you about Helen, 82, who fought getting a walker for 2 years. She was afraid it would make her look old, frail, dependent. When she finally got one, a beautiful burgundy model with a comfortable seat and storage basket, her life expanded dramatically. I can walk to the mailbox again, she told me, eyes bright. I can go to the grocery store without worrying about falling. I can visit friends without being afraid of their stares. This walker didn't take my independence away. It gave it back to me. A mobility aid isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. It means you're choosing safety, stability, and the freedom to move confidently through your world. If you're grabbing furniture more than you'd like to admit, it's time to consider a better solution. Your independence is too precious to risk on a wobbly chair or an unstable table. And now we come to mistake number 6, the one that caught me completely off guard and might be the most important one of all. I discovered this at a community wellness class I almost didn't attend. I thought it would be gentle stretching, maybe some light yoga. Instead, the instructor, a vibrant woman in her 70s, had us doing something I'd never considered: balance exercises. Stand on one foot, she said. Now close your eyes. I lasted about 3 seconds before I started wobbling. I looked around, embarrassed, but saw that I wasn't alone. Room full of capable, intelligent women, all struggling with something as simple as standing on one foot. That's when I learned the shocking truth. Balance is a skill, just like playing piano or riding a bicycle. And like any skill, if you don't practice it, you lose it. Here's what I learned that changed everything. Our balance system relies on 3 things working together: our eyes, our inner ear, and something called proprioception, which is our body's awareness of where it is in space. As we age, all 3 of these systems naturally decline. But here's the miraculous part. They can be retrained, even strengthened at any age. Even if you're 80, 90, or beyond, your brain can still learn to balance better. I met Patricia, 86, who started balance exercises after a fall, left her afraid to leave her house. Within 2 months of simple, daily practice, she was walking confidently again. I feel 20 years younger, she told me, not because I look different, but because I move differently. I trust my body again. The exercises are surprisingly simple. Standing on one foot while holding a counter for support, walking heel to toe in a straight line, shifting your weight from side to side, standing up from a chair without using your hands. Simple Tai Chi movements. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Hold on to something stable until you build confidence. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. I now do balance exercises while waiting for my coffee to brew, while watching the morning news, while talking on the phone. They've become as natural as brushing my teeth. The results? I walk taller. I feel steadier. I'm not afraid of uneven sidewalks or unexpected obstacles. I even started dancing in my kitchen again, something I hadn't done in years. As I wrap up our time together today, I want you to know something important. Everything I've shared with you comes from a place of hope, not fear. Yes, falls are serious. Yes, balance issues are real, but they are not inevitable. They are not just part of getting older. They are challenges we can meet, problems we can solve, risks we can reduce dramatically. I think about Margaret, my neighbor who fell in her kitchen and spent 3 hours on the floor. Today, she wears proper shoes with good grip. She does her balance exercises every morning. She updated her glasses and added better lighting. She reviewed her medications with her doctor. She uses a beautiful cane that makes her feel confident, not diminished. Margaret is 78 years old, and she's steadier now than she was at 75. She walks to the corner store. She tends her garden. She lives fully, not fearfully. I think about all the women I've met through this journey. Dorothy with her newfound strength, Mary who can navigate her stairs safely, Linda who took control of her medications, Helen who discovered freedom through her walker, Patricia who learned to trust her body again. Each of them faced the same choice you're facing right now: to accept unsteadiness as inevitable, or to fight for stability, independence, and confidence. The body you have right now, whatever your age, whatever your current challenges, is still capable of remarkable things. Your muscles can still grow stronger. Your balance can still improve. Your confidence can still soar, but it starts with a decision to take these 6 mistakes seriously, a decision to make small changes that have big impacts, a decision to prioritize your safety not because you're giving in to aging, but because you're fighting for your independence. If this message has touched your heart or opened your eyes, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Share it with someone you love, a friend, a family member, anyone who could benefit from these insights. In the comments below, tell me, which of these 6 mistakes surprised you the most? Have you or someone you love experienced a close call with falling? Your stories help build a community of support and wisdom. And remember, dear friend, your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Choose stability. Choose strength. Choose to stay steady because we still have so much life left to live, so much joy left to experience, so many precious moments ahead of us. Take care of yourself. You matter more than you know.